did I get involved with this person? Cups is a tarot card that has to do with themes of relationships and love and emotions and psychic ability as well. But I think this card represents you ruminating over past relationships and how you got into that space from the negative, the toxic and negative things you went through.
It's accurate.
And in a headspace of, repeating things. I'm like, what the fuck was that? Why did I do that? And why was I attracted to this person? That sort of thing. And realizing that previous toxic moments or toxic relationships, I think this has to do with friendships too. I don't think it's just the relationship thing. Yeah. See, I said I wasn't going to do a psychic reading, but now I am. But I'm into it. So, yeah.
Because I've been ruminating a lot on early childhood relationships with friends that were really, really toxic.
Yeah. And Wands is related to fire. And so it makes sense to me because by this time your anger was starting to build up, and which can be a positive force if it makes things happen, right?
Yeah.
And like at one point you were like wondering like, can I negotiate with him and stuff, or should I just keep it in?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's between end of February, beginning of March, mid-March is when he was asking about mediation.
Mm-hmm. And so you were studying and reading a lot at that time about like legal stuff and like what you're, reminding you that you do have tools and weapons that you can still use. But yeah, it can mean enemies against you too because of the protection.
Yeah, that was the month of the trial.
Oh, wow.
And
then... That's crazy.
Yeah. And then it just like felt like leading up to it, and it was just kind of scrambling a bit, and it felt like there was curveballs and stuff. So.
But then in the end, it was all... Yeah, building your defenses as well. Taking these barriers as tools that you can use. Cool. Seven of Wands. Oh man, a lot of conflict cards here. Seven of Wands is also a card of conflict. Well, you can see the picture. It's a guy actually literally holding a spear and fighting up against all of these boundaries and barriers. But Seven of Wands is like more a card of being right in the midst of it. And I would say it's a more negative card than Nine of Wands. Because this it still like reminds you that there's...
I still felt leading into May, I had a lot of stress before I even got her because I was like, am I even going to get her back? This or that. And then they gave me the curveball of the lawyer letter.
Yeah, so it just felt like... And it's a period of time when you feel like it's the barriers are way worse.
Yeah.
And you're already exhausted by that time, and you're learning that, like, and then also, like feeling like there's, enemies, people against you.
Exactly.
And it's more like you have to... So Nine of Wands, I would say it's like, even though you're recognizing all these barriers and boundaries, it is a card of triumph more. That the Seven of Wands is like you're in the midst of it and it feels like there's no hope. Nine of Wands, it's like you've triumphed over all of, like those wands, those sticks are also things that you've overcome already, that are now giving you strength and protection. But in Seven of Wands is like when you're really feeling like
vulnerable.
Yeah. And like you gotta fight. You're in fighting mode there. Here, this one, it's like you've already overcome fights, and which makes sense because you got good news then, right?
Yep.
And networking, you can mean building on your skills as well, but and learning new skills, and sometimes it can even like be a card that comes up when, for instance, if you're really wrapped up in a new hobby or new craft.
It makes sense considering I spent so much energy and everything else that was going on, and it was like, okay, now I can finally get back into what I normally do.
Yeah. So 5 of Swords. Oh my God. Okay, so this is this stuff is real. 5 of Swords. Not considered the most positive card. It's considered a negative card, but 5 of Swords, again, feeling like you're under attack and you have multiple stressors and things that you feel like you've got to fight against, but again, using more your intellectual energy and logical energy in order to do that. And also sometimes it can mean feeling like an actual defeat, like from a worthy opponent.
Yeah, no, that is when I was going through a lot of financial stuff, and then finally decided to collect.
Yeah. And
down some stuff.
It's a downtime too, kind of can be.
Then I also got ghosted by a guy.
Oh, yeah, it's a card of defeat, feeling defeated.
Yeah.
But against and rediscovering like your innocence, your own innocence, and youth, and that you deserve unconditional love and self-love, and it's not really a card about like romantic or sexual love, but sometimes it can be if you have a good friendship base with that person and a group of friends. But I don't think that's what it means here, but it's more about, your own self-love issues and stuff like that. No. And then sometimes it can mean a good visit with your family too, because you're feeling the unconditional love vibes. And
all of that resonates, because that's, when I was visiting my one good friend, had a good visit with my parents, and then started...
They made me say the part about the family thing at that time, because when you visit your parents, you it's comforting because you feel like
And then too, that's when I started really diving deep into observation work, and it's literally when I was starting the dialogue of being maybe I actually like myself.
That's so cool. So what do you think?
It resonates
a
lot.